Hello everybody. I'm sitting here in my office talking to Debbie, my noble and truthful secretary, and we're very proud to be part of your graduation ceremony. We like graduating people that understand people like me and the world both together. That's fascinating. EIT is your host, and we'll talk about my life, your life, and what you can expect to do. Now, congratulations, that's a big one. Go and have a party. Have a couple of drinks. Get drunk, have a headache, and invent the programmable controller. We'll tell you all about that in a minute or two. And so that's the key element. Now, I was born at a very early age. I was 8 pounds and lost weight after I was born, which I can't seem to do today. Was born on a Thursday morning about 1 a.m., December 1st, 1932. That's a long time ago. Now, you guys may not remember how long ago it was, but it was a long, long time ago. And I always wanted to be a science guy. Einstein was my hero. You remember, I don't know if you remember or not, Einstein did all this stuff from 1915 to 1930. And he's just finished his work, and I was born. Ta-da! Now, if you think about that, I'm going to try and transgress quite quickly through my middle teenage years. When I was born, I had no hair, and when I was a teenager, I had short hair because I didn't want to cut it frequently, comb it. You know, I'm a geek and proud to be one. Now, the interesting thing of that is I went to MIT after I finished high school. Now, how I got to MIT is a case in point. I didn't think about it. I was in English class in my 3rd year of high school, and everybody had to write a note to the college that they were going to go to.
He had colleges listed on the board, didn't he?
Yeah, he had college listed on the board with a line through them, and they went them all, and the only one left with 3 letters MIT, which I didn't know anything about. So I said, okay. And he said, you'll never get there. And I said, okay. I didn't care. My dream was different than his dream. My dream was to play around with cars, small rockets, machine tools, physics, chemistry, chemical lab, all of that. Erector sets, nobody remembers those, but I do. And I wrote away, and they accepted me. And I said, well, that'll be pretty easy. It wasn't easy. MIT was hard. It carried a brick around your head, and you had to learn stuff. Since I didn't know how to study, that made a lot of problems for me when I didn't know how to study. So then I decided, got out of there and I go to work. Oops, that's even worse. Not harder, by the way. That was easy.
Just a bigger brick?
No, it was a bigger prison.
Oh.
I was in prison. I had to get up on time. Unbelievable. Couldn't skip class. No. I had to go what they told me. I was run by accountants, lawyers, and managers, especially those terrible MBA guys. I didn't like any of that. So in 1964, I got on my motorcycle and rode off into the night. I said, now I have freedom. That was not the case. It was the illusion of freedom that I had. And I figured, now we don't make mistakes. Now everything's going to be fine, and I can go and do what I got to do. And well, no, it turns out that I made tons of mistakes. And I found out that progress is only made down the road, and the road has bumps in it. Without those bumps, you're not making progress. Don't be afraid of bumps. Don't try to make a smooth road and then go. Go first. That's what it's all about. So about 1968, I had a hangover New Year's Day from drinking too much on New Year's Eve. And I had yet another proposal to do. You know how you get the proposals and you write them out? I didn't want to do that. I'm tired, I've got a headache. So I noticed in hindsight that all of the programs I had worked on for the last 4 years had a similarity that was astounding. So I built a box that did most of those all by itself. The box cost, as a component, twice as much as any computer. But I was done with the job. And it had the nice thing about saying, if it takes 4 months to change an automation line to do trucks, you can do it now. Instead of 4 months, you could do it in a month and a half. That's a lot of trucks.
Did you have a specific purpose for it in the beginning?
Nope. Had no specific purpose. All I wanted to do was make money while I sleep and get rid of this goddamn proposal. So we, pardon me. So we did that, and life's handled pretty good after that. So much. So as a result of that, not as a result, I was married before. We get married. We had 3 of our own kids and 40 other kids that we took in as apprentices, and wafers and foster children. And if my wife said, if they want to come live with us and we want them, they can come. And they all were fairly successful. We were astonished at that. Then I got even older, and I grew a beard between the things, and I had a beard on my motorcycle. At one time I had a very big beard. And then life still goes on. And finally life today is I have no beard, no hair, and no legs and no motorcycles. But I do look at my computer screen and I have a ball cruising around the world and still dream. Now, one of the things people ask me, what are your habits? I sleep about 4 hours a night. And I take 2 naps during the day. Everybody thinks you have freedom when you work for yourself, but you don't. The freedom is that, oh, thank you, Debbie. The freedom is that, oh, that feels better, thank you. The freedom is that you have to be the first guy on the job in the morning and the last guy to get home at night, at least 6 days a week. If that's your definition of freedom, live with it.
I like your description of the house where you live, or where Shirley lives. Shirley's house is where you sleep at
Oh,
night.
that's right. Debbie's reminding me as I drive in to go to the barn. I said, that's Shirley's house, my wife's house. That's where I sleep. So anyway, if you want to learn more, by the way, teach. Teach is a wonderful way to learn. We expect to have you teaching at EIT in the near future. So get with it, learn a lot, and become smarter than anybody around you. And don't listen to fools. Fools will badger you saying, go to this party. What are you doing that for? You got to work on politics. The politics of the future is more important than the politics of the renter of today. So be careful about that. The trap you can easily fall into. What works? Everything works. We know gravity works. We know airplanes works. We know everything works. We know about evolution. We know about all of those things. But apparently the rest of the world doesn't. But we shall see. The rest of the world may or may not know that. So you got to trust yourself, not opinion. Trust fact, not opinion. That's an important problem. Remember, we, the engineers, make the world. No one else. I include farmers in this engineering. Engineering means taking something, changing it, and making it more useful to our culture, our community, our country, whatever you like. Now, here's a bit of philosophy. I want to give you some philosophy. I know philosophy is a bad thing, but philosophy is important. Don't go to the future with your plans. Walk over to the future with your eyes and your mind. Actually, literally go there in your imagination. Everything we build has to be 5 to 20 years of life. And if you're an architect, you've got 100 years of buildings. Go there and bring that future to the present. Don't take the present into the future. Take the future and bring it back to the present. Remember, you are the future. Nobody else is the future but you. You are the future. Not me. Not your mother and dad. Not politicians. And as Shakespeare says, shoot all the lawyers. Now, that means you're onward into the future. You're going to have a good ride, a difficult ride, and the reward will be something different than most anybody else can get. Dream on, sleep well, get on your motorcycle. My name is Dick Morley. The audience makes a difference.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, right?